Hello everyone, I'm Bruffy1322 and welcome to another Project Cars discussion video where I'm going to be talking about what you want to do when you're buying a steering wheel or thinking of buying a steering wheel for this game or really any other racing kind of simulator. The footage that you're watching is just a random online race that we did where I have a pretty terrible first lap, but it's a reasonable comeback through the field in Mercedes DTM cars. So the first thing really that you want to focus on when you're going to buy a steering wheel is, do you really want to buy a steering wheel? You know, this is a bit of an investment. You've got to make sure that if you're thinking about buying a steering wheel, if you want to buy a steering wheel for a game like this, for racing simulators in general, you need to make sure that it's something that you really do enjoy and you're going to get a lot of use out of. Because you find that some people will buy a steering wheel for a game like this in kind of all the hype of getting the game and really enjoying it in the early stages, and then not really using it as much as they probably could if they start to get, sick of it. So you want to make sure that a steering wheel is something that you really want. Are you going to be using it for future games? Do you intend to get Gran Turismo 7 or after this, or Forza Motorsport 6 or whatever, or do you intend to sort of maybe go on PC and try out some other racing simulators? Make sure that this is something that you really do enjoy and you really are interested in before you think about making the plunge to buy a steering wheel, because they are investments, they are quite expensive, so you do want to make sure that you get the bang for your buck, if you like, and make your spending your money worthwhile. So that's the first thing, really do have a good think about that. But if you are sure that you really do want a steering wheel, there are a few different options that you can go for. Now, the second thing that you really need to think about is compatibility. So if you're on PC, you don't have any issues. You can get any steering wheel that is, that you want. That if you find a steering wheel on the internet, chances are it's going to work with PC, because all steering wheel manufacturers pretty much just make the steering wheels work on PC regardless of anything else. So if you're on PC, you're absolutely fine. Now I'm going to put up a picture on the screen, and this is taken directly from the Project Cars website, and this is the sort of thing that you really need to be looking into and looking at when you intend to buy a steering wheel for a console. Especially, you want to be looking on the websites of the games that you intend to get or are actively buying to find out which wheels work for the console that you're on. And as you can see, PC directly in the middle of that. I will leave a link in the description to this as well, by the way. PC is right in the middle of that, and it's got the biggest collection of wheels that you can see from a ton of different manufacturers. But as you can see, on the PS4 side on the left and the Xbox One side on the right, there are a few slight differences, namely that there are a lot less wheels that you can choose from. So that's basically the list. If you're buying a wheel for Project Cars, you want to have a look at this list and choose from the wheels that you have available. There's no point in buying a Logitech G27 when it doesn't work on PlayStation 4. Now Logitech, I think, are coming out with a PS4 wheel, so that might be something that you want to look into. But at the moment, in terms of PS4, you can only use Thrustmaster wheels or Fanatec wheels, and for the Xbox One, it's the same thing, Thrustmaster or Fanatec with one Mad Catz wheel as well. So they are slightly different as well. You want to make sure that you get the one that's compatible with your system. So use this list to figure it out, because although this is for Project Cars, really this is for all games. All of the wheels that are available, really the most popular wheels that are available, are on this list. So you can use this as a basic idea of the wheels that you can get for your system. So again, the link for that will be in the description, but as you can see, there is a lot smaller variety of wheels if you're on console. If you're on PC, you're pretty much not going to have any issues. So once you've got compatibility sorted, then it's time to basically go on to the final thing of choosing a wheel, and that is really price. Price determines everything. So every wheel manufacturer, most of them anyway, have a variety of different wheels that you can buy. Now for PC, for Logitech, I'll take Logitech as an example, because Logitech, I had a Logitech Driving Force GT on PS3. Now Logitech wheels don't work on PS4 anymore. I don't think they've ever worked on Xbox One or Xbox 360. But yeah, Logitech wheels don't work on PlayStation 4 anymore, and that's why they're bringing out a new Logitech wheel, or at least they seem to be, for PS4. It's just Logitech and Sony can't really get together on how to sort it out. So yeah, it's stupid really, but I used to use a Driving Force GT on PS3, and you can still buy the Driving Force GT. That would be considered a budget wheel, an entry-level wheel, and those wheels are absolutely fine. You know, they cost anywhere between, I don't know, 50 to 150 pounds, something like that. $200, something around that area. $100 to $200, whatever. I'll have a look at them. They are the cheaper end of the wheels, and they're absolutely fine. You know, what I'm not going to do in this video is tell you every little detail about every single possible wheel that you could get. This is an extension of the general ethos of the game itself in terms of Project Cars. You need to go out there and look at all of these different options, do some research for yourself, find out what's best for you, but I'm just going to try and help you to do that really, and give you the tools that you need to kind of do that. So every manufacturer does this same sort of thing. You have your entry-level wheel like the Driving Force GT from Logitech, but then at the very top end you've got your really high-end wheels like the G27 from Logitech. But then in the middle you've got a whole variety of different things. Now it's all different depending on the manufacturer. So for example, the Thrustmaster, you've got something like the T80 or the T100, which are the entry-level wheels, similar to the Driving Force GT. They're going to cost you a little bit less, not quite as robust as the bigger end wheels, such as the top end Thrustmaster wheel is the T500. Then you've got some in the middle as well, such as the T300, which is the one that I personally use. It's every manufacturer does the same sort of thing, and you need to go and research, look at all the different models, see all the different price points that they're selling for, and decide for yourself which one is right for you. Now when it comes to the entry level wheels, well, basically all of the wheels that you get, the wheels themselves are always going to be good. You know, they're always going to give you good quality wheels. The thing that you're not going to get with some of the cheaper wheels are good quality pedals, and that might even be true for some of the mid-level wheels as well. You know, it's really only the high-end steering wheel sets where you get really properly decent pedals with a clutch pedal, things like that. For me personally, I don't use a clutch pedal on racing games like this. I don't find it necessary. I just use the paddle shifters. That's why I didn't really need the T500 from Thrustmaster. That was my thoughts about it. You know, in terms of the base, the actual wheel and the force feedback, there wasn't a lot of difference between the T300 and the T500. T500 was a bit more expensive, and you got a better pedal set with a clutch pedal. You know, it didn't really bother me. I wasn't really interested in that, so that's why I went for the T300. Cheaper option, but it suited my needs perfectly. And that's the sort of thing, these are the kind of things that you've got to be thinking about when you go to buy a wheel yourself. So the entry level wheels, their force feedback won't be quite as good as well. You're not going to get the same levels of force feedback that you would on some of the higher end wheels in terms of, you know, the sheer force that it gives you. It is going to feel okay. You know, the entry level wheels are good wheels and you can use them. It's perfectly fine, and they are 10 times better than a controller. Let's just put it that way. It just depends on your whole idea of how far you want to take this. If you are looking just to be interested, just to see if you're interested in using a wheel with these games, if you don't want to spend a lot of money and potentially not use a wheel again, go for one of those entry level wheels. They will do you fine. The pedals are absolutely fine. You know, I used the Driving Force GT to complete Gran Turismo 5 100%. The pedals weren't as good as what you can get, but they suited me absolutely fine. You know, so it's not a barrier to success, these wheels. You know, if as long as you get any kind of wheel, regardless of the price, you're going to do better than if you have a controller, and you're going to have a better experience as well. You just get a little bit of a better experience every time you go sort of up the price points with these wheels. So some of the mid-range wheels will give you better force feedback. That's kind of the idea of that. Slightly better wheel pedal sets as well you might get with some of the mid-level wheels, and then some of the really high-end wheels such as the T500, such as some of the Fanatec wheels, which are really expensive. You are going to get the top-end force feedback that you can get really good pedal sets. Now it is worth pointing out that if you go for a Thrustmaster wheel, you can switch those pedal sets around. You know, you can say buy the T300, and then if you find that the pedals are lacking a bit and you want to upgrade, you can buy a separate pedal set and just plug it in and do that later on. So there are a lot of different options, and again, it's similar, it's an extension of the whole ethos of the Project Cars game, that you have to go out there and find out these things for yourself. You need to do some research, because if you don't, if you just go for a wheel, you spend £300 on a wheel without even thinking, you're not going to really get the full experience out of it, and you might end up just regretting your decision at the end of it when you find out that you don't really enjoy it as much as what you thought you would, and don't end up using it as much as what you thought you would either. Again, wheels do require a bit more fiddling about in the game settings, more than a controller, for example. So again, it's something that you've got to make sure that you want to be buying one of those wheels, putting in that extra bit of effort to research the one that you want, to research the best settings and get used to it in general. But they are fantastic to have. You know, if you really are interested in motorsport, you really enjoy these racing simulator games and racing in general, I would definitely recommend buying a steering wheel. It doesn't matter whether it's an entry-level steering wheel or a high-end steering wheel, they are all going to give you a really great experience. So it's up to you now to go out there and do a bit of research. As I said, I'll leave a link in the description to the kind of wheels that you can get, but I hope this video has helped in enabling you to do that. So thanks a lot for watching, everyone. I really do appreciate it. Leave all your comments down below and any questions that you have as well. But yeah, I really appreciate all your support on these videos, and I hope this video has helped you in buying a steering wheel if you're interested. Thanks a lot for watching, everyone, and I'll see you next time.